All right, guys, here we're talking about iZombie Season 4, Episode 12. Things have taken an interesting twist in this episode, and I don't know how I feel about it.
Oh, yeah, no, it's kind of all over the place.
Like, I liked, just to jump around.
I forget everything that happened. Yeah,
so Bavino, finds out that his ex-girlfriend broke up with him because she actually loved him and wanted him to be happy and have kids and whatever.
Circle on that.
And I think that was admirable. I like that, and I also liked him better with that other girl. So so I was like, all right. And now he finds out that she actually did this for him, or whatever, and he breaks up with the new girlfriend and proposes to her, and then they do it on the floor in the office.
Okay, so
while they're open,
and it was. And it wasn't, and I'm shut the blinds. No, it wasn't even just the racial thing. So I'll come out and say all the awkward stuff. But the new girl seemed like she was sweet. So Bavino, Clive,
she actually liked him. Well, the other one doesn't seem like she's on script says you like him. Well, the other person actually seemed like she liked him.
So Clive needs a girl that will call him on his bullshit. Where he's like, I can do that, and she's like, honey, stop, please. What are you doing, or whatever? And both of them can do that. But one of them is like a cunt, and one of them's like a street smart. I play D&D too, I guess. Fun.
That was the moment when she played the D&D. I was like, no, this is like a real person. For
she
him.
Seems like fun and nice, whereas Dale seems like
I think you have a hard time telling Dale he plays D&D.
Right, yeah, exactly. So I feel like she was a better fit for him. But, still preserving the crucial element that I'm sure the writers feel like Dale's offering, where it's like he needs someone to call him on his bullshit or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, the other girl was doing good.
Tall and awkward, and I don't like her.
No, I don't like her either. She's some weird whatever. But yeah, so presumably they're going all the way on that floor, and Clive's gonna be a zombie?
Yeah.
I can't deal with Clive with white hair. Oh God.
A weird little
just little
white
tufts
hair,
of white hair.
Oh, that'd be weird.
Looking like what's his name from that movie? I don't know.
I don't know what you're going for.
Yeah.
But I don't like
Samuel L. Jackson from Jumper. Yes. No, it's like a weird look. No offense for Clive especially. I don't feel I can't picture.
He'll die.
He has to. His days have to be numbered at this point.
I meant dye his hair.
Oh no, he's dead. He's motherfucker's in the grave.
No, he'll never die. She might.
Liv might die?
No.
Dale
might die.
Oh, Dale's dead.
Almost immediately upon putting that ring on, I think signed her death warrant.
She's already dead.
And that's just fair.
Yeah.
So this episode had one of the so Ravi for the first time, really he became that nudist once, but I think this is his first. I have a full episode where I am the fucking person that is changing what they are, and it was almost wonderful.
Oh, it was almost wonderful, but it did not work for me.
I thought he got to really his acting ability. I think is better than hers.
Yes.
Period.
Yes.
So I think whatever brain you put him into, if this becomes a trend and he actually does this, will be a better thing. As well as a visual, just a treat for how he delivers lines and his style, and he actually has mannerisms that become a character rather than just hey, I'm a character now, which is more like what Liv does.
Yes.
So I liked what I saw there. I thought that was funny.
Did you have a moment of anticipation where you realized it happens pretty early, but Liv basically is gone, right?
Yes.
So you're like, oh wait, Liv's not here, and then there's a case and a brain, and you see Ravi just wearing the beanie, right?
Yep.
Did it all come together where you had that moment of wait a minute, right? So I was disappointed though because I totally agree with everything you're saying. I'm very impressed with Ravi's abilities and everything that happened there, and I want this to become a thing, and I feel like this is part of that late in the show thing that I've been talking about, where every actor's I'll do it, but I have to be the brain case, fuck that, give me a few of these, I can do it, boss, put me in, coach, or whatever. But the choice for this one, I thought I did not enjoy it as much. I think there were a lot of other brains that I would have liked to see Ravi doing.
Oh, of course.
And this one didn't click for me.
But if you had to show someone's chops, because the being naked thing really didn't show any of his acting power. No. It was just oh, you're naked now.
And he was a scientist, which he already was.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
So this is a dramatic distance from what he is.
Yes.
I thought he nailed it for what it was.
For that purpose, certainly
everything down to how he combed his hair, to how he carried himself. I was no, he's actually really good.
No, the looks he was shooting Clive when Clive was because Clive's always doing to Liv, I know you're on this brain, but please reel it in or whatever. And Ravi, because he was a catty bitch or whatever, was shooting him these looks of
yes.
and like doing things. It was like great, yes, but I didn't like it. I was like,
I could watch him be that character, I think, forever and laugh at certain comments.
Sure, some stuff was
and
good.
How he did just how he combed his hair. I thought alone was hilarious, and how he'd catch himself in reflections of things.
Yeah.
Very funny.
But things made me cringe, though.
Oh, no, it's cringy.
It's definitely not one of the better brains, if either of them had to do it, right? Like, so,
I'm so tired of Liv doing brains poorly,
I know
though.
Yes, exactly. No. I think this is a huge, awesome direction. So, like, as everything's coming together, and we'll use this to segue to, like, the whole thing. So, like, it opens with, like, Liv doesn't want to eat Isabel's brain, like, yet.
Yeah.
And then for me, I went on this roller coaster of, like, because like last episode, I'm like, well, she can't just eat her brain, and her, Isabel's brain can't just cure zombieism, because if Liv is not a zombie, we know we don't have a show, so that can't happen. And then she immediately says, I don't want to eat the brain, and then Major kidnaps her. So I'm like, oh, okay, perfect, great. And then Ravi starts running tests, and I'm like, okay, good. I was thinking along the wrong lines. He's gonna like synthesize a cure, because now he's like using the brain to like synthesize. Okay, good. What I don't know where my head was, because obviously that's what happens. Ravi does research and then figures out a cure.
Yeah, turns the brain reddish orange, and now the brain is a cure.
Well, so I'm like, okay, so like the brain, has to, right, like he's like using it up. It's in this tube or something like that. But then he feeds it to a rat anyway, and it cures the rat anyway, or something like that, right? Where I'm like, what the fuck? I thought you were analyzing it to like produce proteins or whatever, but now you can just feed it to people or whatever. It was very like clunky for me. I did not like it.
I wonder some things about the power of the brain.
Is it permanent? Things randomly wear off?
I think it's definitely going to be permanent.
I don't know.
But my wonders are, so when you become human again, you're like healed, and like against all nature, it heals you back to a human.
Yeah.
So if you got like shot as a zombie and then took it, would it heal that wound as it's turning you back to human? Like, what do you think the power levels things here are? Because people have had horrible things done to them as a zombie, and yes, they've healed, but I'm sure it would leave like gapes or like we don't know what's happening on the inside.
Yeah, like your organs don't function like normal because you barely have to eat except for
after years of not being not being a
crazy.
Human. Your organs should be just mush. But when you take that cure, you're human again.
No, we say this every time. It makes absolutely no sense. And like you can't freeze a human and like thaw them out because the freezing process kills you. Like you can't like and like yes, there's ways to freeze that are like different, but they're not doing that. They're just putting people in freezers or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like obviously something's going on with being a zombie. If you get shot as a zombie and it like fixes itself, do they like remove the bullet? Do you just have a like
I don't
bullet?
think they do.
Yeah. So like you're gonna turn back into a human with like fractured spine and like bullets grinding up against your tibia and all that stuff. Like that's not fun.
It's like a reanimator thing.
It's like disgusting. Yeah.
But so we have I think that
we have to go back now and like fill in all these.
So earlier we had set up where one of the people from Liv's safe house type of people, the smugglers, had been caught. They couldn't break them out because it was a zombie-proof bars for whatever reason, and she scratched him to turn him into a zombie, so they couldn't eat his brain to get his information. Now they're threatening to kill him unless Renegade, who they don't know who Renegade is, comes forward. While Liv is kidnapped, her boyfriend, what's his name? Levon, terrible name. Levon goes in her place and says, like, I'm Renegade, to get that guy to go free for whatever reason, because
he thinks it's the right. And the whole premise of this, where it's like we have to kidnap Liv so that she won't turn herself in or whatever, right?
And I'm okay with that, honestly, because I do think Liv would have turned herself in. Why Levon did is beyond me, because
he believes in the cause or something like that.
But Levon has a lot more to add to the cause than that guy does.
Yeah, well, Liv has a lot to add to the cause. Certainly. I feel like everyone should be doing this math that says, well, I could save this one guy who was loyal to us and like did everything.
But granted, as a kid,
yeah, but he made the choices he made to like participate in this underground thing, and if I turn myself in, the whole thing stops. But if I keep going, I can keep helping other people. We help like 3 people a week or whatever it is, right? So like next week, the week after, whatever, maybe it's like 10-1. I eventually equal out the goodness that's the badness of this guy like dying. That's very cold. I know people are not like that, and I'm fine with Liv making this like mistake. But you're absolutely right. Why is Levon like he's doing it partially to like protect her, right?
But that's what's so dumb is that Levon just said how he loves her and like the thing. Oh, I'm happy now. Life is good. Better kill myself. Is his mentality, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense.
He wants to save her.
I get that I want to save her, but he comes in at 0 hour when his head is going to be smashed. He could have just waited 5 minutes, and he would have been like, okay, she's good.
Okay.
He came in right before the guy's head got crushed.
He went in as if he's saving that guy when he's really saving her, but for all he knows, she's not, confessing her there.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I gotcha.
And, like, had he just waited outside there and be like, okay, Liv's not here yet, Liv's not here yet, okay, head's crushed, okay, nothing to confess about.
We made it. Yeah.
She wouldn't confess after the fact. Nothing saved then.
Yeah, which is Major's plan, too. Is like, I've kidnapped you, and I know that's weird, but we're just going to hang out here until the execution, and then whatever.
Yeah.
Right?
How did Liv even get back in the city?
Drove.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, I hate off-screen things like that when it's like, okay, let's assume Major's even able to get out of the city because he has clearance or whatever.
Oh, was that was outside the
didn't they say they were in, like,
or whatever?
Where they said the name of the place? Wasn't it like Oregon or some bullshit? It was like a different
he says Oregon.
It was a different state.
Yep, it's crazy.
So like, aside from the fact that he's driven her far away, it's a different state outside the wall.
Well, and they already had a safe house there where there are already zombies who have already turned into Romero zombies.
Yes.
So what is
why is there a safe house outside?
It makes the nuking of Seattle so much, dumber by the day. Yes, I don't know. So, like, she would have had to have come back and basically said, oh, hi, I'm a zombie, though, so it makes sense that I'd be coming in. And they go, what the fuck? But they let her go so that she can, of her own power, go see Chase Graves, presumably, because she wasn't escorted in by guards.
No.
We can't think about this show on this level. It's going to destroy us.
It hurts my brain that, like, little things like that exact thing, like you just said, could have been like, I'm a zombie, and it would have brought her, they potentially, would have brought her right to him, and it would have been like, okay, solved.
Where they go like, hey, what are you doing? Show yourself. And then she goes in, and she's not wearing the makeup, and she's like, I'm a zombie, though. And they go, what? Why is a zombie outside the wall? Hurry, put a muzzle on her. Bring her to Chase Graves. And she's like, this is the plan. And goes in, right? That's the whole thing. No. We can't film the wall. The wall was only
from
in, like,
outside the wall.
Angles. Yeah.
Even not saying I'm a zombie, she could, because her whole plan was to turn herself in. She said, I'm Renegade, and it would make sense that Renegade could be outside the wall, because what Renegade's been fucking doing.
Because you've been have people get in and out.
Yeah, so this it doesn't make any sense to me. They net lost.
It's okay. Yes.
Like, nothing was gained.
Yeah. Well, but so she goes and confesses, and I'm not sure if I was able to clock what about her confession convinced Chase that she was the one.
It was. So she knew where the safe house was. She said, I scratched that guy at this time.
Yeah. But Levon should know all that stuff.
But Levon didn't say any of those things.
Still, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember.
Ugh.
But that's sort of where that we talked about the cure brain. We talked about Levon confesses, and then Liv in makeup, which is the no makeup goes and reconfesses. Levon attacks Chase. Now they're both gonna die. It's like the dumbest thing.
That's what I'm saying. They net lost here. They're both gonna die.
Well, it's the season finale, sir. We have to get to the point.
My prediction for season finale is we get Major gets out of the cage. Major gets his way back to the thing.
One would hope.
Major has been set up for some false coup. Where I was
gonna say we should talk about.
They're testing his loyalty and said like, oh, we got to take out Chase. We need you to take over. And I think that will be the prophecy that will be foretold. And Chase will get killed by Major. Major will take over.
Oh no!
Because whether they know it's true or not, the people, the army, the members do like Major.
Yeah.
So Major will. Be able to rally the troops.
I actually liked. I felt validated because he said, "No, Chase crossed the line. Like we need like a new leader. This is ridiculous or whatever." With that stupid shit where he had with the thing, the girl's recovering. Captain Seattle is dead. Whatever. Blah blah blah. All that stuff, right? So this feeds into Major's decisions and all that. But yeah, I like then that it goes from like Major says the first part of the conversation, then the second part. You hear it, but it's him playing the recording.
Yes.
Of this was all like a test.
I did not see that
Captain
coming. I enjoyed that. Because
the guy seems, sincere. It like seemed to make sense.
He's an actor.
And he's trying to, well.
They're not all actors. I was
going to say we have to make that distinction. That guy is an actor. Oh.
Real quick, a line that I loved was when Robbie said, "I love the cape," to the French guy.
I love the cape. Yeah. No, I forget about. Didn't even write anything down.
Little stupid things like that. Are what shine to the top here.
No, and like just to take a second, right? That's where stuff. If you're gonna have the brains take over the people, they have to act inappropriately, right?
Yeah.
So I liked her beating the guy with the fish and like doing the weird, stuff or whatever. Do not bring a fish in this car, Liv, and all that stuff. Like, I like them kind of going off and doing their own, like, stupid thing. Where, like, they're not just like, well, I have powers now that I can turn on and off. If it's going to take them over, they should speak out of school and all that stuff. We should talk just a little bit before we do full predictions about Major. Kidnapping Liv, going to Oregon. They do the happy couple thing, like the blissful married couple brain or whatever the fuck. So like Major had to cook some fucking fake brain tubes to give her the wife
while
brain.
They're away and she won't want to go back to save the guy, they're in lovey-dovey and like a 50s family.
So like that's so. This is crazy to me on several levels. I don't know how sincere each of them were about being in love still. It seems like weird timing.
I think that they both do still have feelings for each other, and I do think that the brain let that shine through.
Yeah.
But again, like how brains always do, you're following it blindly, where she's actually not happy anymore.
Well, okay, so like the twist is that the wife was secretly resenting her husband.
I like how the twist was delivered before it happened, where like it's Donnie and some guy comes in all pissed, and Donnie pulls out a gun and is like, what are you really pissed about here, boy? I got quality control.
No, tell me, go on. No, I want to hear it. No.
But I love it because of how he said it. He's like, I want to know for quality assurance and whatnot. Like, and he does want to know.
No, I know.
But how he says everything, like I always say him and Ravi are the MVPs of the show.
So this breaks even for me because I didn't like it as like a clunky insert because that was like a whole new plot line that someone else had taken the same brain, whatever. But yes, in the implementation, because the guy's like, whoa, never mind. He's like, no, come back, tell me. Like it had this funny, Donnie, we like that guy, right? So it was.
I keep meaning to IMDb him and see if he's in
something.
things.
Yeah.
Got to see if I like him or if I just like the character.
Just like this guy.
Yeah.
Well, he's been playing brain games too, which we've liked his range as well and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you find out whatever, but I was confused because I'm like, Major had to take the brain himself too.
Yes.
For like humorous purposes, but also that like compromises his ability to like do the mission potentially. Definitely. He doesn't know how he's going to react to the kidnapping plan if there's someone like right because he'd be like, oh, I love you, honey, I want you to be happy and I want you to do your stuff. Oh, thanks, honey. It could have been like that. So he must have taken that brain, narratively because he wanted to live out this fantasy of like being a happy thing with her or whatever. But it does end up, for reasons he couldn't have possibly anticipated, cause the whole thing to fall apart. Because he ends up locked in the basement and all that stuff.
I still need to know why were zombies in this safe house outside of the wall. Like, what were they hiding from? What was the safety? Well,
I'm not sure if they.
You'll never know. I'm sure.
And then the other dirtbag zombie who escaped before, as if to tie up a loose end before the season finale, has to show up there and come at Major, who then just so he can die that way, which was so weird, so clunky.
Which is all it just doesn't make any sense. Is the wall nothing? That man's like most wanted.
He is the most wanted dude,
and he gets out like it's nothing. It's troubling because I do understand he was a guard. He has a little bit of inside information. He knows things.
You can imagine all that, but you shouldn't have to. They should insert something. He should did Major even say how'd you get out of the city?
No.
That would be my first question. How'd you get out of the city? Your clearance was obviously revoked seconds after the mission was like the trap was sprung.
No, everything's frustrating about this show. The little things add up very high.
Did you enjoy though, like the whole the whole like reveal, because you don't know at first. Major gets back and Liv's like, "Hi, honey, I like set all these things up and I'm doing this and I'm so happy," or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. This like crazy fantasy that they're doing or whatever.
Yeah, the idea that she didn't try to really kill Major is also a bonus, I guess. Because based on the brain, she should have, and she was able to, I guess, fight that bit of it, which whenever they pick and choose what they follow from a scripted brain and what they don't is annoying too.
Yeah, right, because at the time of the old lady's death, she was secretly hating the husband.
She killed them both, yeah.
Exactly. So you would think that that's what she would, inherit, but she lived out a, like, compressed version of the whole timeline of the brain, where they were in love blindly for a while, and then she resented him for, stuff, and then, she wanted to do something bad.
Yep. Ugh.
Back to the case, and we'll segue into Blaine and stuff. The white girl, they called her, who was a zombie.
Was a zombie, paid for the cure.
Yeah. was killed by a fundamentalist who calls her an apostate.
Yes.
That's what, like, Muslim jihadists call people that, like, turn against Muslimness. It's a word for, like, whatever. So, we're drawing the parallels between Blaine's dad, Brother Love's, like, cult of all that stuff.
He tells him how we have to get people out of the wall now to, like, start this thing quickly. I don't know if we're ready.
This is important because Blaine's dad then says, and, like, we couldn't have planned this better because we don't plan anything, but we couldn't have planned this better. This is where Blaine's dad reveals, there's machine guns and landmines. We can't just, like, leave the city or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is
but everyone else this episode did.
Oh, yeah, because, like, 4 times during just us complaining about the episode, people have come and gone from the city. And Blaine's dad is like, I can't just send my fanatics out. It'd be a slaughter or whatever, right? Which is insane. To put all that in the same episode is brave, to say the least.
Yeah.
By the writers or whatever.
Well, it's brave, lazy, and stupid, and you can take your pick. Or
no, I know, but, like, I'm, like, being sarcastic that it's brave, obviously.
No, it is brave though. Like,
it would. Well, if it's intentional, it's brave.
What is that? There's a song. You gotta be brave to be dumb or something.
You gotta be cool to be kind.
Well, that's a song also.
Yeah, no one to hold them, no one to fold them.
No, you gotta be tough to be dumb. I think
no one to walk away, no one to run.
But so in this episode, like, it starts off earlier. We need a sign. Then it progressively goes out with more and more things.
I want to say that it culminates with it snowing brains.
Yes.
And I'm like, so immediately the like the gears start turning. Are like, do the brains come in on planes? Are, like, the shipments being intercepted? Did something happen somewhere or something?
I literally
is this part of a whole plan?
I pictured Donnie on the top with a cheese grater,
okay,
and a brain.
Yeah.
That's what I pictured.
Yep.
And it got to be a little bit more than that. It was, a wood chipper or an ice spread or a snow spreader, whatever it was.
And they're going, and it's, like, shooting out the brains and all that stuff. Yep. So that was a whole roller coaster as well, where I was like, what could this be? It can't just literally be someone doing the thing that I'm seeing. There has to be more to it. It has to be like a weird, funny synergy or, like, a coincidence or, like, something that they mentioned but I forgot that's coming back.
Donnie's like, Boss Man's a genius.
Yeah, because Boss Man's a genius. Yeah, exactly. Why are we doing this again? Yeah.
How many floors up were they? You don't think they would hear the...
I was going to say, well, you'd have to be so far up to make it impossible. It's so not feasible.
Well, just
funny.
Being in a city,
it's kind of funny.
Things are... There's an ambient noise that's pretty loud. And the higher up you go, like, you don't really hear air conditioners on most buildings because they're high up.
And, like, Brother Love's mental state is not one that he would necessarily be looking for. Wait, what? Hey, what's the real reason for this, right? And he's made multiple comments about being in the well and having the brains come down and all that crazy nonsense. So it fits, but it's wow, right? There you go.
Yeah.
So what's happening in the last episode?
The last episode is Major coming back into the city, saving Liv.
Yeah, he can't let Liv be executed, right? He's got to step in.
Levon probably dies.
Yeah,
because every season ends with her lover dying.
So that Major and Liv can start off together. Exactly.
That would be my thought.
100%.
Where it's like, it's always been you. It's always been you, Liv. Oh, I'm here for you.
I did all this for you. I shacked up with Hitler and like discharged weapons in public places and kidnapped and killed people
in
for
the
you.
Assault on Chase Graves' compound. I think you'll see the zealots get out because they'll be distracted with an alarm. Oh, there's a coup's happening. Oh, this and that, something or other. And maybe his team are fighting amongst themselves, people in support of Major, people in support of Chase.
Right, so all that unrest, guards and stuff get pulled from their posts, stuff breaks down, all the procedures, they're already stretched thin, right, and that gives them the opportunity to execute on the plan.
Yeah. Something might happen with the cure. Either it gets taken or something happens.
Oh, Clive could just take the cure.
Certainly.
Okay. That's how we do it. But he proved that he loved her by becoming a zombie for a day.
Yep.
Interesting. And then he understands being a zombie better going into the future. How does Ravi become the new Case Brain, though? How do we make that happen?
Well, we don't know if that's going to happen.
It has to happen.
I don't know.
It must happen.
Well, because odds are, as a scientist, he would take the cure himself first to test it on humans.
Well, yeah, there'd probably be a thing. Or something has to come up, right? The Clive thing might be what comes up. That's how it happens, right? Because we said someone has to get shot, and then they'll have to turn back into a zombie or whatever, right?
It would be cool if they make a gun out of the brain and shoot it into their bodies of their enemies. Like a dart that shoots ground up I don't know.
Isabel brain.
You got any predictions?
I've been peppering them in here. Did we hit all the people though? Blaine's just gonna be part of Blaine's dad.
Yeah, Blaine's insurance scheme and whatever.
They haven't really touched on that. That's kind of like whatever.
That's
now.
The whole reason for getting the people outside, though.
Oh, but he's selling the cure because that's valuable. But now, if Ravi has like more cure, that drives down the value of the black market.
He may have no cure left.
Blaine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many he actually sold.
I would wager, like, you know, if you just thought
there.
about this in Earth, if a thing like that happened, they'd be gone in the first 24 hours.
Okay. So he might be
I assume they were already all gone, and he had already purchased all that property because he needed to own the property before he lets anybody out, and he's already asking people to get out.
That makes sense. Yeah, like we only heard about the one famous person that cured herself from the black market cure, so I didn't know if they were.
But because we heard about her, and there was no like, I just sold this to her, like setup, made me think that like they're distributed, people have them, whatever.
Yeah, it strikes me as giving the audience a lot of credit for this show in particular to just let us extrapolate that there's 16 more people like her without showing it or mentioning it. But it makes total sense.
Based on the fact that they didn't mention this one at all.
Yeah, until it
was already happened. Yeah, so that's my thought.
What do we got? Peyton went to D.C. So what is she doing? She probably can't get back into the city.
Peyton will stay in D.C.
Yeah, she can't get back into the city now.
She will be there when they hear about, like they'll be talking about how, we're going to bomb it tonight or something.
Exactly.
Don't bomb it, the zombies got out, there's no point.
Because we can't cut to a scene where there's no characters that didn't start on the show. So she has to be in D.C. because now that the epidemic has, now that Seattle has ruptured and is like hemorrhaging zombies, we're going to have to cut away to people deciding what to do.
Yeah.
And Peyton has to be our window into that. And it will just be the police station redressed to look like the FBI headquarters or whatever it is.
I think it'll actually be a different building.
Okay. I hope so.
From a different show. Just an already built up building.
It'll already be a different building that they happen to have available to them.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
I think that's our
is that all the people?
Boarding.
I think that's all the people. I always forget one person, but that's fine. That person can burn in hell.
All right, guys, so that's our thoughts on
Can't wait.
Let us know in the comments what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
Hello, internets. I just love watching JustDaggers. If you've enjoyed this video as much as I have, click that subscribe button. Peace out, homies.